Q2 GDP data at 7.3% versus our own poll of 7.5%. This is, of course, a little higher than the first quarter numbers, but nowhere close to what the 7.6 projected figure is. CA Anant for his perspective on these numbers to begin with.
And it is, I don't have the figure of what is there in the details of what the first quarter figure was, but it's slightly lower than that in the first quarter. These are the major overall numbers. Briefly, I'll summarize what the major highlights which you may want to take away. Agriculture does a little better than last year, and this is largely because of, as expected, because of the improved monsoon. Sown area has improved, and therefore the first advance estimate for agriculture has led to a rise in the second quarter estimate of GDP, and what amounts to the first quarter of the agricultural year, which is in India calculated as July to June, that estimate has gone up. Mining and quarrying has come in worse than last year, and this was shown in the IIP figures throughout the second quarter. Mining and quarrying has been coming in negative. Please understand, this is on the back of a very sharp increase in mining and quarrying in the year 2015-16. So the base effect is in part responsible for the poor performance which we are seeing in mining and quarrying this segment, but this is one of the reasons why the GDP performance this year has been a little poorer than last year. Manufacturing also has shown a slowdown in growth. This is in large measure because at this stage of GDP computation, the only indicators which are available to us for computing GVA in manufacturing and GDP from manufacturing are the index of industrial production and the quarterly estimate filed by a small set of companies which file advance estimates. Both of these sets of indicators compared to last year show a slightly lower growth. That's why the manufacturing growth has come in lower. The details are there in our press release. I don't want to stress in each sector what has happened, but I think this was one of the main points which I did want to emphasize. In manufacturing, I should point out one other thing. The poor performance in IIP, when you look at it in disaggregated terms, had very poor growth rates in certain sectors like fabricated metal products, furniture manufacturing and apparel, all of which play a major role in the informal or quasi-corporate, not quasi-corporate, informal or manufacturing sector. This segment in IIP showing poor growth meant that the household manufacturing segment has shown much poorer growth this time compared to the previous year. So that's another element which you may want to keep in mind when you're interpreting these results. The details are there in our press release in some